Brilliant shot. Come on.
There you are. You young fellas, you don't see these sort of shots.
Seve was the most unpredictable player you could ever play against. Most of us have got maybe 20 or 30 different ways of shooting 65. Seve has 1,500 ways of shooting 65.
Whenever Seve played golf, anything can happen.
I thought he was one of the most creative golfers that I've ever seen. And he had to, though. I mean, he hit the ball some places that nobody could ever get out of, and he always managed to get out of them.
He just did it all the time, so it was no big deal to him. I mean, week in, week out, he did it deep in the bushes, the trees, and he'd always find a way.
Yes.
The only people that ever went deeper and more murkier on a golf course than Seve was the photographers. Yeah. We'd often have to be like crouching, you know, inside the bush.
But the excitement was, you knew if anyone was going to put it in a bush, who was going to try to play it out, this was your man.
You see. It was so entertaining, but you just knew in your mind when you were playing against him that don't ever think for 1 minute because he's hit it in the woods that you've got an advantage.
Genius doesn't have rules. Genius makes its own rules, and he was a genius.
It's the best shot I've ever seen in my life. In Switzerland.
He stood on the last tee and typical Seve hit it 80 yards right behind a 6-foot wall.
Now he got underneath that, started it right. There's some trees down there.
Is that out of bounds? Has that gone out of bounds?
And he's down there and he's down on his hands and knees and he's snorting. And Billy Foster's caddying for him and Billy's going, you know, come on, boss, chip it out, chip it out.
He was in there in the middle of the trees and I pleaded with him 4 times. I said, I know you're Seve Ballesteros, but you're not bloody Paul Daniels, just chip it out, please.
Everybody else would have just chipped it out sideways, pitched it on the green, 2 putts.
He saw the shot, no, Billy, I see the shot, I'm like, you're tapped, just chip it out, you know. No. And then he gave me the wave, you know, no, Billy, go away, eh? I'm like, all right.
And I remember Billy walking past me and there's a few bleeps in this, he says, oh, bleep, bleep, bleep chance, you know.
The guy's clearly deranged, he's lost it here. No, he hadn't. He knew exactly what he was doing.
He got down and half a backswing with a wedge. He got it up over the wall, through a tiny gap in the trees the size of a dinner plate, over the swimming pool, over some 60-foot pine trees that were in front of that, and landed 5 yards short of the green.
Yes! Oh, well, we haven't seen Seve like that since, 1984 at St Andrews, I think. Did he enjoy that?
And then he chipped in for birdie. I had to get down on my hands and knees and bow to him because, let's face it, he was a god, wasn't he?